In poetry, rhyme is the repetition of identical or similar sounds, usually at the end of lines in a poem. However, rhymes can also be used in prose. Make, cake, bake, take, and lake are all examples of words that rhyme in English. Now, there are several kinds of rhymes. Let's explore each of them in detail. Rhymes can be broadly categorized into three types, based on 1. The stressed and unstressed syllables, 2. According to their position in the verse, and 3. Based on sound. A perfect rhyme, also known as a full rhyme, true rhyme, or exact rhyme, occurs when the stressed vowel sound and any subsequent sounds are identical. For example, the words weather and feather form a perfect rhyme. In Dreamland by Christina Rossetti, we can see an example of this kind of rhyme. A perfect rhyme can be further classified into masculine and feminine rhymes. All monosyllabic rhymes are masculine, for example, play and stay, make and take, etc. Rhyming words with 2 or more syllables are masculine if the final syllables are the stressed ones. For example, decide and beside, mistake and opaque, etc. We can see an example of masculine rhyme in this poem by Edith M. Thomas. A feminine rhyme occurs in rhyming words with 2 or more syllables, in which the stressed and rhymed syllables are not the final ones. These lines from Shelley's Ode to the West Wind are an example of feminine rhyme. A slant rhyme, also known as half rhyme, imperfect rhyme, near rhyme, or off rhyme, is an approximate rhyme. This occurs when rhyming words have sounds that are alike but not exactly the same. For example, thank and think, blood and bleed, etc. An example of slant rhyme can be seen in the final lines of Emerson's The Mountain and the Squirrel. Now, depending on the placement of the rhyming words within a verse, they can be categorized as 1. End rhyme or terminal rhyme, 2. Internal rhyme, and 3. Initial rhyme. When rhyme occurs at the end of lines, it is known as end rhyme or terminal rhyme. For example, take a look at these lines from William Wordsworth's The Solitary Reaper. When rhyming words appear within the same line, it is called internal rhyme. For example, examine these lines from the poem Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. Initial rhyme, which is extremely rare, is observed when the rhyming words are at the beginning of the lines. Since no prominent example was found, we asked ChatGPT to generate one, and these lines serve as a good example of initial rhyme. Finally, based on sound, we categorize rhyme into the following types. Assonance, sometimes a figure of speech in its own right, is a type of rhyme characterized by the repetition of similar vowel sounds. Look at the following lines from Shakespeare's Sonnet 55. Consonance is the repetition of similar consonant sounds in nearby words. For example, look at these lines from Tennyson's The Lotus Eaters. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of words or stressed part of words. For example, take a look at these lines from the poem Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. An I rhyme relies on similar spelling rather than sound. Words look like they should rhyme based on spelling, but do not actually rhyme when pronounced. Look at these lines from Shakespeare's Sonnet 19. Monorhyme is the use of only one rhyme in a stanza. For example, look at the rhyme in the poem Money by Robert Frost. Now, why is rhyme used in poetry? To begin with, it creates a musical effect, making the poem more enjoyable to read or listen to. It establishes a rhythm that can enhance the natural flow of the poem. Another reason is that poems with rhyming schemes are often easier to memorize and recite. Consider nursery rhymes like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Humpty Dumpty, or Incy Wincy Spider, which we memorized effortlessly as children. Lastly, rhyme can emphasize particular words or ideas, creating connections between lines and reinforcing the poem's themes and messages.